Hi, it's Elizabeth from Elizabeth's Oracle. Thank you very much for tuning in to the Sun into Scorpio edition of the newsletter. I am traveling, so I'm just going to share some photos and footage while I talk to you about the sun's journey through the fixed water sign of Scorpio and the various planetary combinations that are of note this cycle. So thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoy the video. Welcome to Boston, home of the American Revolution. From 1760 until 1778, the American Revolution was seeded and initiated. During that time, Pluto was also transiting the sign of Capricorn, the sign that deals with governance, institutions, and banking. As many of you know, for the first time since then, Pluto is presently back in Capricorn. This time the transit is lasting from 2008 until 2024. Now, the Scorpio connection here is that Pluto, of course, is the ruler of Scorpio. So the themes that we deal with when Pluto is involved are evolution, death, rebirth, transformation. Those are all themes that we work through, and we deal with intense emotional energy because Scorpio is a fixed water sign. Now let's look at some of the specific aspects of the cycle ahead. Okay, so that is a chart for October 23rd, the day the sun enters Scorpio. What's very obvious are all of the oppositions taking place during the cycle. And let me show you the squares to Pluto. Okay, so as we shift from the Boston Common over to the West Coast of the United States, let's continue that discussion of the cardinal energy that's going on. So during this cycle, Mercury and the North Node will leave Libra, but they will be replaced by Mars and Venus heading into Libra. The South Node will leave Aries, but Uranus will remain in Aries, meaning that we're going to have a lot of cardinal energy being active throughout this cycle, and particularly oppositions and squares, because everything in Aries and Libra will be squared by Pluto. And because we're dealing with the cardinal signs, we're dealing with very aggressive energy in conflicting angles. Now, because all this cardinal energy is being underpinned by Pluto in Capricorn and Uranus in Aries, two planets that deal with large global issues, as the personal planets move through Libra, Mercury, then Venus and Mars, they are going to be in resonance with that bigger contentious energy. There is a bit of relief coming through this cycle, and that will also be in resonance. And again, like last time, it will come courtesy of the mutable cross. So let's look at some of those energies. Okay, so that was a chart for November 23rd because I want to show you where the energies shift to during the sun through Scorpio cycle. So you saw where they started, you see where they finish. Notably, the nodes of the moon shift from the Libra Aries axis to the Virgo Pisces one. And that's a huge shift that will be in effect for the next year and a half. In Virgo, the North Node will be connected with Jupiter. Jupiter is transiting Virgo until next September. And in the South, the node will be connecting in Pisces with Neptune. And Neptune is in Pisces until 2025. So this is a really big amplified energy. The other aspect is that all of those planets will be squaring Saturn, in Sagittarius. And by the end of the cycle, you can see that Mercury will have also moved into Sagittarius when the Sun heads into Sagittarius. Let's look at that chart one more time. So much like the Sun through Libra cycle, we're dealing with a combination of a lot of planets in cardinal energy, which pushes us forward and can be in very contentious angles. And we're dealing equally with a grouping of planets in the mutable signs, which usher in a much more gentle form of change. However, they are also in opposing and squaring angles, which means contention. So it sort of means that change is upon us one way or another. And so I think our responsibility is to figure out how to bring that in, when and where to move forward, and how to do it in a peaceful way. I think we're all seeing the rise of intense global energy, and that would cause a lot of us to retreat and really look for ways to stay calm and to stay very clear amongst all of this and to not get caught up in the negative or chaotic side of this energy. The best way to do this while the Sun and then Mercury are going to be moving through Scorpio is emotional honesty. When we stop and get very clear about what it is we really want, we can use that Scorpio passion as the catalyst for change. One of the more favorable angles occurring at this time is the trine that gets formed first by the Sun and then by Mercury as they move through Scorpio to Neptune over there in Pisces. So, this is a combination of intense emotional energy connecting very nicely with compassion and a holistic view of things. All those planets in mutable signs, including Virgo, also talk about the ability to retreat, to step back, and to move with gentleness and ease. Okay, so that should give you a little bit of an idea about the energies we're going to be moving through as the Sun and all of us move through the Scorpio cycle of 2015. Quite a mixture and a continuation of the Libra cycle. I am Elizabeth from Elizabeth's Oracle. I will be talking about this cycle a little bit more with my friend Kristy Ayala on her show, Kristy's Connection to the Soul. The link is in the description box. There's also a link to my website. If you would like a reading, please visit me there. I also encourage you to join my newsletter. It's free, and there are exclusive specials and information in the newsletter that are especially for the newsletter community. I will connect with you guys when the Sun moves into Sagittarius. And in the meantime, I wish you a very powerful, transformative, and beautiful Scorpio cycle ahead.